dirty 10-second advertising.
30-second ad, TV ad.
It's incredibly powerful.
Zero facts, zero policy substance, just scary music and trying to evoke feelings.
Step right up, folks. See the mental marvel of the campaign, Mr. Mac GOP. He promises to solve all your problems. Ask him any question.
What about Korea?
We don't belong in Korea. Let the commies have it.
We should expand the war. Open a second front in China.
Wait a minute. We can't do both. We can't pull our troops out of Korea and invade China.
Go away, lady. You bother me. Any more questions?
Political attack ads have existed since the advent of television as a form of mass media. They exploit images of children and soldiers in order to tug at viewers' heartstrings. They include statistics and graphs, and play on the fears of their audiences. The most famous early political attack ad was the Daisy ad from the 1964 Lyndon B. Johnson campaign.
5, 7, 6, 8, 9,
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Johnson's ad spoke of his opponent Goldwater's leniency on policy concerning the atomic bomb. He finished the ad with a chilling implication. Voting for Goldwater could result in nuclear war.
To go into the dark, we must either love each other or we must die.
Vote for President Johnson on November 3rd. The stakes are too high for you to stay home.
I would remind you.
Ultimately, Barry Goldwater lost the 1964 presidential election to Lyndon Johnson. Years later, he discussed the advertisement that cost him the presidency.
Those television shows that he did with the girl plucking the daisy and then the bomb blows up, that started all of this dirty 10-second advertising that you're seeing on television.
And he was right. That ad was just a taste of what was to come. Around 24 years later, during the 1988 presidential election, the Bush campaign released some of the most vicious attack ads ever aired against the Democratic nominee Michael Dukakis. The Bush campaign portrayed Dukakis as a weak leader in both foreign and domestic affairs. One of the most infamous ads from the Bush campaign began as a photo op by the Dukakis campaign, where Dukakis is portrayed as a strong military leader riding atop a tank. However, the advertisement did not end up making Dukakis look commanding.
It wasn't the reaction we were hoping for. It was hilarity. They started laughing at him. I remember Sam Donaldson laughing. Some of them were laughing so hard that they were kind of doubled over. They just thought it was the most ridiculous thing that they had seen Mike Dukakis do in the course of this campaign.
Among the critics of this less than successful photo op was the Bush campaign director of advertising, Sig Rogic.
I remember seeing it and thought how foolish he looked and what a great TV commercial that would make. Here was a guy who was wearing what looked like a Snoopy Dog hat, and he wanted to be commander-in-chief of our country. And I was a little shocked that they put him in that setting. You know, there's always been a rule for me, never put a guy in a hat if you can avoid it.
The Bush campaign released an attack ad using the footage from the Dukakis military photo op, an ad that is credited with the demise of the Dukakis campaign.
Michael Dukakis has opposed virtually every defense system we developed.
The irony of the image of Dukakis as a military leader with the text and voiceover presenting his opposition to war portrayed the Democratic candidate as a sellout and a hypocrite.
A stealth bomber and a ground emergency warning system against nuclear attack. He even criticized our rescue mission to Grenada and our strike on Libya. And now he wants to be our commander-in-chief. America can't afford that risk.
On domestic affairs, the Bush campaign targeted Dukakis' leniency on crime by referring to a specific case, in which killer Willie Horton received weekend passes from prison and was able to escape and murder again. This attack ad was also extremely successful.
Bush and Dukakis on crime. Bush supports the death penalty for first-degree murderers. Dukakis not only opposes the death penalty, he allowed first-degree murderers to have weekend passes from prison. One was Willie Horton, who murdered a boy in a robbery, stabbing him 19 times. Despite a life sentence, Horton received 10 weekend passes from prison. Horton fled, kidnapped a young couple, stabbing the man and repeatedly raping his girlfriend. Weekend prison passes. Dukakis on crime.
I, George Herbert Walker Bush, do solemnly swear.
Between the tank and the Willie Horton attack ads, Michael Dukakis lost the election of 1988 to George H.W. Bush.
Protect and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
We need to make sure that they can.
With the invention of the internet and social media, the world became even more connected, and campaigns were able to target specific audiences with specialized attack ads.
Donald is unfit to be the commander-in-chief.
The 2016 presidential election has been full of attack ads from both Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton and Republican candidate Donald Trump. The attack ads from this election are more violent and effective than ever before.
I'm Hillary Clinton.
In one of Clinton's more successful advertisements, Donald Trump's own sexist statements are layered over images of young girls looking in mirrors.
Look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. She's a slob. She ate like a pig.
A person who's flat-chested is very hard to be a 10. Does she have a good body? No. Does she have a fat? Absolutely.
So you treat women with respect?
I can't say that either.
All right, good.
By using Trump's own words against him, the Clinton campaign is able to communicate a strong message to all people who are afraid of a country run by a man who makes such misogynistic statements.
We need to fight against Donald Trump's tweets, against the tweets.
With the rise of social media, any citizen with access to a computer can create their own attack ads. They range from catchy and entertaining to completely ridiculous.
We're going to put a lot of coal miners and coal companies out of business.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
Overall, these ads tend to be made with a deep focus on appealing to emotions, often at the expense of facts. In this election, the Clinton campaign has released many more attack ads than the Trump campaign, mostly because Trump didn't have to. His supporters make many of their own anti-Clinton attack ads that go viral even without the candidate's official endorsement.
And if you believe the internet, she's guilty of everything. Just click around and you can find such masterworks as Hillary Clinton, Hillary ordered the murder of the children of Waco, Hillary the butcher of Benghazi, and my personal favourite, is Hillary Clinton Satan, Hillary, I am the devil. And, that's in quotes on the internet, so she must have said it.
Eventually, though, Trump did release some advertisements of his own.
Donald Trump released a new anti-Hillary Clinton ad, and it's basically the definition of a low blow.
In Hillary Clinton's America, the system stays rigged against Americans. Syrian refugees flood in. Illegal immigrants convicted of committing crimes get to stay, collecting Social Security benefits.
11, because they keep saying it within the same sentence, so I guess that's true. Or, you do the same thing with Democrats and support our troops. Like, oh, they don't support our troops, they don't support our troops. You repeat it over and over. And people go, I guess there's a connection because you keep just saying it over and over. Well, this is what Trump is doing in this ad.
In the 2016 presidential election, political attack ads, both by the campaigns and their supporters, became the main form of transmitting information. Presidential attack ads have been studied since their birth. Many people believe that these ads do not affect the outcome of elections, yet research has proven otherwise. Michelle Amazine, professor of marketing, advertising, and legal studies at Rider University, found that political ads have a large say in the outcome of an election. She concluded that campaign advertisers know how to narrowcast to specific groups of people and present them with ads that are engineered to convince them to vote for a certain candidate. Since the invention of television, attack ads have remained immensely effective. As the world becomes more and more connected, and people have more of a say in what is advertised to them, the political scene in America becomes more and more polarized. The growth of this type of advertising feeds off of the natural human quality of vilification, and therefore, political attack ads will most definitely continue to flourish.